What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bobbya podcast. For the second time, we have at Game Over Greggy. How you like that?
That's awesome. You should do that for me every time. Anywhere I go now, you need to come be my MC man. Be my hype man. I'll call you when I'm about to come into work every day, so you can come in, just do it by the autograph wall, and I'll come in.
That'll be great. We got Matt Wong again behind the camera. He will not show up on camera. What's going on, Matt Wong?
What's going on? I'm going to email you the picture so you can tweet out and say, like, hey, we got Greg.
Oh, I forgot to do that. I forgot to do that for the last one. Hey, I can still do it, but we missing Matt Moresco still.
We're not missing him. He's just not here.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Difference.
There we go. But
anybody got a knit cap for me to wear?
Put a beer up here and everything. But I'm happy you're here. You're doing this with me. Man, you don't know how much I appreciate this because I know the number's gonna move on up.
Yeah. And you're gonna be a big deal after this.
I hope so. Hey, that's what happened when I did the what's the podcast I did with you? Beyond podcast.
Yeah.
Man, I went up for like 300-400 Twitter followers.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, I need to start doing more of these things more often. But you'll never ask me on. But that's okay. We ain't gonna talk about that.
You don't play no PlayStation. That's your problem. I'm not just gonna force you onto a show you have no business being on, Bobby.
No, that's your excuse. I still gonna buy me a PlayStation. I'm still gonna do it. But we doing another one of these.
Yeah.
And today's episode is going to be about. I titled it something like this. It's not gonna really fly, but it's like a diary of a married man, me, a single man, Matt Wong, and a relationship man, you.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Cool.
Diary
of
a married man,
right?
Single man, a relationship man, and we do a lot of these. Matt Wong calls them big scale topics because it's like bigger than just regular stuff, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know what the fuck he calls it, but he likes to call it big scale. Where
Matt Wong's all book learned over there. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You just engage in these kind of topics, and for the most part, when I do my one-man podcast at IGN, I talk about all the things happened to me in my life with my family and things like that. And I always think back about, man, the single life. How was that for me? I missed it, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're in that relationship area where I used to be there, but you kind of like, I don't know, you're not single. Hell no.
No, God, no. Yeah.
You're in a relationship, but you're not married, you know?
Right.
So I just thought it'd be great for us to kind of
compare notes.
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't know if you have done this really, because you Game Over Greg, you talk about chicken wings and pizza and movies. I haven't really seen a podcast or a thing where you actually like open up like this. So I'm forcing you to do that.
Okay,
so I don't know. I don't care if you're comfortable with this or not. We're doing it.
It's too late. The cameras are on,
right? So I think we should start with the guy who has it the easiest. Matt Wong. We should start with a diary of a single man and the life that you're living. So just break it down for me, because I'm so far removed from that. I don't even know what the hell how it is anymore.
Do you Tinder? Are you using Tinder?
No,
he's not using Tinder.
There's a lot of time. It's time, basically. I think the big thing is time.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to be accountable for anyone else, right?
Right.
If you want to go out, you go out. If you want to stay in, you stay in. If you want to have pizza over the sink, you have pizza over the sink.
Yeah.
Right?
There's not another schedule to worry about. Not what somebody else wants or needs. Yeah.
Time is on my side. And I try to get together with people who have relationships, and it's like, oh, sorry, man, I got this, I got to go that.
So you get shut down sometimes.
Right.
God.
Like I traveled a lot. I used to travel a lot, and my buddy who's got a kid now can't travel anymore. You know, can't go for 3 weeks to Asia. You know, like.
Fuck, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Just take off like that?
Yeah, like that. Well, when you're single, you got time.
You can do whatever you want.
You got money, right?
I got money.
If I want to buy a PS4 bundle or whatever, and a Wii U,
a couple of them, right?
You just do a whole thing, you know.
If you a good life.
It's time,
yeah,
money,
you fucked
man.
up, Bobby.
Oh,
fucked up bad.
And that's the thing, because I have not lived the single life in so long. I've been tied down for about 11 years, like just including like being in a relationship thing.
Yeah.
I've been tied down since like, I want to say 2003.
Wow.
I have not been single. I mean, I was one of them guys that always kind of had like a girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah,
so I never really had much time to myself. But I look at people like Matt Wong and like one of my best friends, I always bring him up, Carlton. He hates when I call him that. But he was in a relationship, but now he's single, and he calls me and it's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I'm not working right, today I'm off. And a lot of times I'm just like, yo, if it's Saturday, it's like, yo, it's family day. I can't do anything. But he's like, oh, well, we're about to go do this, or I'm going to come through, I'm going to do this. And it's different for him. He lives by himself, and he's just have his ladies slide through then and there. But sometimes I call him and tell him my stories, and it's like, dude, I can just write your memoirs. Like, well, like he even says, I don't think I want to get married and have kids as much as I talk to you, but I don't know. See, I don't know. Is there a downfall to being single? Like you say you got time, you got money, but
it's the solitude, and like you get you get lonely, or not you, but people.
Right. It depends on if you I'm introvert, right? We always talk we talked about before. I'm a homebody. I love staying in.
Yeah.
I'm not really that social outside of people like really close circle.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I love that. But some people, they crave attention. They want someone to come home to and everything like that. So that could be a downside.
Yeah.
Or even just going to brunch, right?
Right.
Doing things like that, you don't have a buddy.
Right.
Or like some things that you want to do. You just can't do.
See, but you come from being in a long-term relationship too.
Yeah.
So when you look back at that, do you because it's not like you just been single forever. You've had that long-term relationship, but now you're single. Do you just go, damn, I miss this, I miss that, I miss this?
Yeah, sometimes you're just like, oh man, that'd be like someone to share with, right?
Right.
Like you go, oh man, that'd be cool, really cool. This one moment that I know that she was into, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's freeing. It's like Louis C.K. always talks about people go, oh, you've been divorced. Oh, that's too bad. He's like, too bad?
Yeah.
When has a good relationship ever really gone to divorce, right?
Yeah.
Divorce is a good thing, and so is breakups, right? It's a good thing because, it wasn't working.
It wasn't working,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a single guy, you get to that point and you start understanding, hey, yourself better, you start understanding what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, that's, how it is. But when you're young and you think, this is it, this is my one chance, then it's different. So it depends on where you are, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys both have been in a relationship for so long, you probably don't even remember.
No.
Like, the one thing you want, what was it in the movie? This is 40. He just wants solitude. He wants to be on the toilet with his iPad, right? Right? It's not even about, not liking your wife and kids anymore. It's just, you want a moment by yourself, right? When you're on the bus or on the train, that's perfect, right?
That don't count to me, man.
Well,
because my wife says that. Not to. I'm stuck around all these people on BART, and I don't feel like I'm alone. I don't feel like I can put my headphones in and disappear. But at the same time, I still know I'm not by myself. I'm by myself because I don't know these people, and I don't want to know them. I don't want to talk to them. But I don't feel like I'm having downtime because I'm tired and I'm still either I'm standing up, crowded. I'm agitated still. I don't get that relaxed moment.
Sure, you get bumped into.
Yeah, I'm still agitated, frustrated. So when I get home, it's like
you can't do anything either.
Yeah.
Other than play games or listen to music.
And all I do is listen to music.
Yeah.
Well, what about the walk? The walk from market, is that
I still feel agitated because I say I'm not one of the ones I catch tourists too. They do this where they taking pictures of things, they looking up at. I don't even do that. I'm focused on.
Yeah, you used to miss you're like, when did this building get here? And you're like, Bobby, you see this.
And the thing is, it's like I'm racing time to get to that particular BART train that I want to get on. So it's I'm not even relaxed. I'm like, fuck, I gotta hurry up and make this light before, and I'm making sure I don't get hit by a goddamn car. So it's that walk. That ride, all of that still counts as me being busy trying to, I'm in transit to get home.
Yeah,
so
for
I don't
me, it's
feel
that. What you want to do in your downtime, right, is a big part of it. Yeah. So if you want to be alone to play games, or you want to be alone to work on something on the computer or read something, when you're hustling to the BART and then you get to the BART and you have to stand on the BART like that, you're not doing the thing you want to do with that time.
What about you, Greg? Is video games kind of an outlet, or is reading, or
what do I do when I go home for fun, kind of thing?
Or that kind of gives you a little that me time, right?
Sure. I mean,
say that you're tired of your girlfriend, just having
no, totally. I mean, it's for me, it's editing video, doing Game Over Greg's show, doing stuff like that, doing shows like this. Video games for sure. I mean, that's what I was talking about. You were talking about. I've been divorced, and I'm glad we were divorced. You know what I mean? Our relationship was great. It got to a point where we grew apart, and so I was like, oh, okay, so we broke up, and you know what I mean. And then at the time you're like, well, this sucks, right, blah blah blah. But then you get over it, and you're like, oh, we weren't good for each other. And now being with Christine, it's like, oh fuck, we're so good for each other in the way that, it's like Christine will be the first to be like, all right, Game X is coming out, so I won't see you for forever. I'm like, great, that's awesome, perfect. You know what I mean? And we'll finish dinner. She's like, what do you want to do tonight? I'm like, I don't know, I'm probably gonna play games. She's like, I'm gonna go beat Valiant Hearts 2. All right, see ya. And she's gone, and she does that, and then she gets what I'm doing on YouTube or on IGN, so that when I'm like, this weekend's a great example. I did this math right between the middle of May and the beginning of August. I used to say I will have only been home. I would have been home. I don't know what it is now. I've only been here 5 Saturdays. The rest I've been on the road.
Jeez.
And so, this is a Saturday I was here, but yesterday we shot all day in the spare room video stuff for YouTube, you know what I mean? Rather than Christine be like, oh, what the fuck, or whatever about it, she understands and then, she's like, Friday she's like, let's go to get this breakfast spot we like this weekend. And I'm like, can't. Saturday we're filming this, and Sunday I'm doing it. And she's like, oh, okay. And she wasn't like,
Christine.
She's fine with it. She understands. And yesterday, we're filming all day, and she came in and was script supervisor. She just came in and sat down. I was like, I'll make sure you guys are getting the shots you need and stuff. I was like, that's awesome.
It's
you know
a
what I
sign
mean?
of a good partner.
Yeah, exactly. She supports me.
And I think I see too many people who compromise, right?
Yeah.
They think, oh, this is it. I can't get anyone else, right? And they're young, or they're in long-term relationships, and you just forget why you even together.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a comfort zone.
The thing with me was, I remember in the marriage, right, was the fact that we fell in love super young. I mean, super young, not as young as you were. We were in college or whatever. But you know what I mean? We fell in love young, and it was like, we're not, we don't share this interest or that interest, but we love each other, and that will conquer all kind of thing. You know what I mean? No relationship's perfect. We'll get around all of these things that should have been red flags, but we were too young and inexperienced in relationships to understand. No, those are bigger deals than you're making them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it takes experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's one of those things that you idealize love, and then once you get there, you're like, wait, there's a lot more work.
Right.
And it's not just about liking the same things.
Yeah.
There's a push and pull, right?
Right.
Sure, I think the reason Christine will probably be okay with stuff because she knows that you're good for it. You're gonna come back. It's not like you're just gonna relegate her to the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, totally.
And that's the thing that people over time you have to establish, right? With you, Bobby, right? Sure, sometimes it gets to you with your kids and stuff, but then there's those moments, right? You go oh, it's worth it,
Right.
and you understand why you wanted to be a father.
Those moments come when everybody is asleep. I honestly, I pull that shit from Paranormal Activity. Remember when the lady would always be standing over the husband just watching them? I do that creepy shit where I just stand over my son, my daughter, and my wife, and I just kind of smile to myself and just okay, this is what this is. And it's crazy because they're asleep, but I'm just
oh, they finally aren't talking.
Great. I'm just this is my creation. Yeah. That's kind of what I say. I look at especially the kids. I go, this is my legacy right here, and all the headaches, all the stress, all the non-rest, all of that.
Yeah.
You look at that. Even when my son's moving around doing stuff or Kaya's doing things, Crystal gets mad at me sometimes because she's like, you're not interacting with them. I'm just watching them. I'm just watching what they're doing. I like to take that step back and just be that fly on the wall and just watch them do what they're doing.
Right.
And for the most part, that just gives me my gratification. I love it. It's Bobby's playing with the iPad, or he's reading a book and he's pointing to the shapes and going circle or triangle, and just looking at that and watching that happen. That for me gives me those moments where it's I can step back. I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of watching them do their thing. It's that's a part of me over there doing something.
Sure.
That's when you look at the marriage. Because most people who's not married, they have kids and they're the good ones. They're looking at the kids and they're helping out with things, and they that gives them joy. I see people single dads or single mothers, and I always spot the moments where that's a happy dad, or that's a happy when you see that smile, the daughter or the son's doing something. And it makes me happy. Even now, I see people with kids when I'm walking. That's one thing I do take from those walks. I'm walking to work, and I see a mother with a baby in a stroller or something, and I smile. They probably think I'm weird as fuck, because they're why is he smiling at my baby girl? I'm just I just got that vibe. When I didn't have kids, I didn't give a fuck. I hated kids.
Right.
Get these kids away from me. But now I got my kids, and it kind of opens it up to where it's I love kids. I love watching them do their thing. I don't know. It's I don't need to be involved at that moment.
Yeah.
I just like to watch kids play and have fun together.
You appreciate where they came from and their parents putting in the time and essentially saying, I have no life. This is just my focus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is the one thing that maybe surprised you about having kids and being married and you just didn't think it was gonna
It's not any real surprises because. I come from, my background is, I come from a single parent home. My mom raised the three of us. My dad still was there. I was with him every weekend. He always, provided everything we needed, or I needed, because we all have different fathers. My mom hates when I tell that story, but we all have different fathers. but I still had my family. But just watching my mom do everything she had to do, I understood what needed to be done. So when I got older, plus my dad is my hero. Like he's the one good guy in my family. Few. Like I joke a lot when I say this in my commentaries. I come from a family of pimps, players, and hustlers, and that's not a joke. That's real. And he's the one that went to college and graduated and did everything. So growing up, I love Michael Jordan and everybody, but my dad was I was a realist. I was like, I gotta do what he did, like do it the right way. So when I look at it now, the one thing I always said is I want to get married, stay married. I don't want to cheat on my wife. I don't want to break up because of financial issues. Like I studied a lot of that stuff when I was in college. I was like, okay, what are the fucking issues that married people go through? How can I avoid this stuff, or what can I do to keep that from happening? So it's not like I had any surprises. It was just when I got married and started having kids, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to go. It's just like when it finally hits you, the stuff that you go through, the stress, the arguing, the financial stuff, the headaches. You just go, okay, I knew I prepared for this, but I didn't know how hard it was.
I prepared for this, but I wasn't ready.
That's what it is. Even with the kids,
I didn't need it today.
My wife, she works with children. She I always call her babysitter. She hates that, but she's a teacher, so she deals with toddlers and babies and infants all day, every day. She loves kids. Me, I guess I didn't like kids really. Growing up, like my younger cousins was like, hey, it's a football or get your ass out of here. I didn't like kids, but now I have my own. It's like, okay, you can't throw them to the side. You gotta, and I'm a cold-hearted person. I really am. I blame Crystal for this. And maybe it could be from my dad or whoever. I don't know. I'm not affectionate. Basically, I'm not really that affectionate.
I think men in general, right? They're very you got to be alpha male.
No, but it's not. With me, it's not like that because
I'm the total opposite.
When me and Crystal was together in high school, we've been together for a long time. When we were dating in high school, we high school sweetheart. I was real affectionate with her, but she broke my heart. Ripped it out on fucking Valentine's Day.
Damn.
So
Crystal.
I never and she always says I hold that over. I never I guess I got over it. I guess you forgive but don't forget. I've never really gotten back to that.
Sure.
So I've always been cold hearted towards women. It's I never wanted to open up. But when we got back together and started really doing stuff, I was always really try to be affectionate, but I'm not that affectionate. I'm only affectionate with my kids. I see my mom and I see my dad. It's kind of awkward because I don't want to embrace. I'm just closed up. But when it comes to those kids, I'm hugging, kissing, and always.
I think maybe not alpha male, but I think that is a male trait. And I think, at least in my experience, the real benefit of having any relationship with a female is having a female presence, right? And it softens you and it gives you a different perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think people.
Well, their experience is so different than ours.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you when you're younger, like you said, you don't understand that. You're just it's a girl, right?
Yeah.
But the longer you kind of hang out and you are together with a woman, you start understanding and you start softening, you start appreciating kids, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's the benefit of having a long-term relationship, I think. In my opinion, right?
Sure.
Is having that other perspective of the other world, basically,
Yeah.
That you just can't get with your homies,
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what you with your homies, you're not really affectionate, you're just your buddies, right? But when you have a female presence, it changes
everything. Have you seen that commercial that Dasani drip?
Yeah.
That with a black dude, it changes everything. That's so funny to me. But I don't know. A lot of times, like I say, I'm the married one here. You've been married.
Yeah.
But you're in a strong relationship.
I
assume that. You're single. A lot of times, I do sometimes wish I can jump out of that being married, not to go be with other women or anything. I be needing that me time.
Sure.
Me time comes, like I say, probably for 30, 40, I say at 5 in the morning when I'm working out, and maybe half an hour to an hour while I'm, when you're washing the dishes and clean up, does that count as me time? Because that just feels like another chore. It's another chore. So working out's not a chore. I guess that's my it's not relaxing when I'm fucking killing myself working out. So I get it for 30 minutes when I sit down. When I finally sit down around 10:30, I sit down, I turn on the TV for a minute or two.
Yeah.
And watch whatever the fuck is on, and I just go to bed. So I get 30 to an hour every day. And
you need the kids and the wife to go on a trip or something, right? And you just
or I take a trip or something.
Right.
That's the thing. I need a vacation. I feel like I've always been one of the ones I did chores when I was younger and shit like that, but now bro, I'm really in this transition where, I mean, again, Crystal, she's working, she's even doing online courses, taking classes and stuff. So I'm helping out more. She needs that help because she will go crazy. But I just feel like at times I'd be like, yo, I need to step away. I do. I get to where I tell her sometimes, like, and that's the thing. We communicate. We try to communicate because that's the one thing you don't want to miss in a relationship. You stop communicating, and that
right
starts. She just wants you to be honest, right? So if like something's bothering you, you tell her, and then at least she knows.
I be like, I need a break, man. I need to get the hell out of here, man. I said the kids, but I can't. I mean, you really. That's the thing, though. She's like, you should tell. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't just leave for like a day or two, like. And I don't know, man, because it's like with 2 kids, it's hard because you put one down, one's up. Put that one down, this one's back. Like, it's always something.
Well, and I think you have to understand. I mean, I have no personal experience, but as they get older, right, they start taking care of themselves. Hopefully,
yeah, like 5, they move out, right?
Right. Go to college,
Get a job, you fucking bum.
It's the first like 6 years, right, that are tough because you were literally taking care of them, and then there'll come a point where your big boy's gonna be like, no. I'm good, right?
Once they become a little person, I imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. You fucked up. I don't want kids at all, ever, never.
Well,
you'll want some.
Nope. Gone through the marriage, like, do you have a different perspective on what marriage means? Like, you don't technically need like.
Yeah, for me, the marriage is if you're gonna get married, then you need to be able to put that person above everything else. You know what I mean? And that I totally. I remember when we were engaged and I got the job at IGN. And I knew that I was tearing up her life to move her from Missouri to San Francisco. And I said, listen, just give me 10 years. You know what I mean? Give me 10 years out there. That's all I've ever wanted, and we'll figure it out that. But I said that full well knowing that if 2 years in, a month in, she's like, I don't like this, I'd be like, peace. And like that should have been, no, that's wrong, don't do that. You know what I mean? You literally need to be able to say, if she's like, we gotta bail, then we bail. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to put that person to that point.
And what about, like, just the title of it, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know a lot of people, a lot of parents' friends who aren't married.
Yeah.
But they're it's like their definition of marriage is different, you know?
Sure,
They don't want to go through the whole legal process. They're together, you know what I'm saying? And that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's like Christine and I, right? And the fact that we talk about being together forever, but it's not like we're ever like, when are we getting married though?
Right,
When's
you don't need an official,
yeah. I mean, that'll come, I'm sure, eventually, but like, yeah, like for the title, I don't like. I'm probably more jaded on marriage than ever, not because of my divorce, just because I've seen so many fail. You know what I mean? And it's like when we were young and in college and all these other things, and you're talking about 50% of marriages fail and stuff. You're like, that's weird, blah blah. But then when I went to a wedding recently, and like, not that I think they're gonna fail. They seem rock solid. But I'm talking to friends in Missouri that I haven't seen forever, whose marriages have fallen apart, and this, that, and the other. And it's just like, I'm like counting in my head how many weddings have I gone to, and how many people are still married. It's like, fuck, man.
And that's the thing. I'm determined. I mean, we talk about this. Like, it's for us and for the kids. Like, for us first, it's like we need to make sure that we do everything in our power to make this work. And that I mean, you know what it is. It's like, for one, you can avoid the cheating. Don't cheat.
Yeah, obviously.
You know, it's the financial stuff. Don't let that bother you, even though it does bother us at times. It's like that can't be the reason you break up. But if you grow apart, you just grow apart. But I'm thinking, and I know she is too. It's like, this has to be forever. Right. I just want to prove the stats wrong, especially in traditional African American families. Like, it just doesn't happen. You just can't. I don't know why, but I just want to be that one. I want my kids to be like, oh, well, I'm going home for the holidays. My mom and dad is doing whatever.
Right.
I want that. I don't want it to be separate type stuff. I don't think I can last by myself, to be honest with you.
Do you think it's also like I see marriage as, people sometimes think it as like a goal, right? And they think we're at a certain point in the relationship. Marriage is almost like senior year. Like, I've got to do it. Right. When it should be not like that. It should be more like, no, we're already practically married. We're just essentially officially, you know what I'm saying it. Whereas people who get divorced, or maybe just didn't think about it, maybe didn't, like you said, think it through.
It was the next evolution. We've been together X number of years. That's when we went back to this Missouri wedding. Christine met a lot of friends of mine from college that I haven't seen from college. I'm like, oh, and how long have you guys been together? And she's like, oh, we've been together like 5 years. And they're like, oh, getting to be time. And it was like no,
pressure, the societal pressure.
Yeah, and like for me, especially like what you're talking about with it just being, you know, like this is how it works. That's definitely a Midwest thing. Midwest thing for sure. That's how relationships progress, and that's why you see so many Midwest marriages fall apart. I think
they're just not ready.
And then you get out here. When we moved out here, and it was like, oh, like this. This isn't the same culture as where we just came from, and that changes things and switches it around.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's how ours was though. Like what you said, it's like you've been together for so long, and in my family, like they're into the church, so it's like with that, like we even kind of did it in their eyes the wrong way, where we moved in together first. It's like I want to move in with you first, and
yeah, I think that's.
I'm not going to just jump in. Like I need to know what I don't like about you, and what you don't like about me, because you get married
at home.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you know.
And my family hated that when we moved in together, and I thought that was brilliant. We have to move in together to see what our pet peeves are. Cause you don't want to do all that stuff, go through the paperwork, and it's like, man, I don't like this motherfucker. I hate what they do. Like, you know, so we did it like that, and like I said, we were pretty much high school sweethearts. We were together for a year, but she's 2 years older than me, so like I was a sophomore. She was becoming a senior, and like shit just, you know, when she graduated early from school, so I was still in school. It didn't work, and she kind of went and was with other people, and then I said other people. and then with me, I was doing my thing. I was in college that first year, but my thing was I was kind of messing around with the people, but I kind of was looking for someone to be with. Like I didn't. Most guys wouldn't say this, but I was like, I don't really care for this, like being with different people type stuff. Like I need something stable.
You're not a player.
Yeah, no, I was, but I didn't like it no more. And most guys aren't like that. They love it, but I was like, nah, I need something. Like when I was single for a little bit, like I used to go to a movie by myself and we'll see like a guy and his girl together. And I was like, damn, I'm here by myself. Yeah, you know. But when we got back together, we both had matured and did it, and we just were together for a while. And like I say, after a while, you start going, okay, maybe we should do this. Like I think we had spent enough time together. Yeah. It's like, okay, we want to have some kids, and I want, you know, we want to be married and have these kids and not have it be some odd you know, I mean, most people it's not odd, but for me it's like that's odd. I wanted this to be traditional family type stuff, because like I say, I'm on a mission. I'm in love with this woman, and I want this to work, and I want it to work for us first, the kids, family. I just want to be able to have that proof that this can work for the younger generation. Like, 'cause I look back at younger cousins and stuff, and I want them to look at me and my family and just
be the example.
Yeah, be the example. I want to be the example, whether it be for going to school and graduating and showing that this can be done coming out of Richmond. You know, having a wife and kids and a strong, stable family, showing, look, this can be done. Yeah. You know, because I do have cousins and friends that just have kids with different ladies or guys, and they're doing it their way, but I want people to still look and be able to go, no, this, you can do it like this too. You know, so that's just how mine is. Like I say, I get frustrated. I'm tired. I'm stressed. Hell, I was gaining weight off this type of stuff because I was becoming like a compulsive eater because my stress levels were so high. I wasn't getting sleep, and I'm happy, but at the same time, you're tired, and you just need downtime. And I wouldn't say this to people like, don't get married. I wouldn't never say that, and don't get married and not have kids. It's just you got to be ready for this, to take on this responsibility, because financially it's taxing, emotionally, physical. Like right now, I have not bought myself really a new pair of shoes or anything, because I have to always first pay bills, get groceries. Bobby needs stuff, Kai needs stuff, Crystal needs stuff. You still got to do all that type of stuff. And then it comes to you and you're like, well, fuck, I don't have no money left over. I'll do the next check. And then the next check comes and you're like, fuck, I can't do it this check because I got to do this. It's always something, but that's what happens. That's why I look at you and I go, oh, man, one must be living like a bachelor's life. Because with the money I make now, it would be great for a single guy. Yeah. But for 4 people? Right. God, dude, I'm struggling, man. And Amazon, fuck you for taking $107 the other day. You overdraw my goddamn account. God damn it.
It's your own fault. You knew it was coming.
No, I did not know it was coming.
You signed on. You saw the terms of agreement.
That was like
what do you want?
I didn't
you want to call you? Be like,
I want a payment reminder. T-Mobile, when people tell me in 5 days your payment is due, give me an email telling me, hey.
It's automatic, dude.
Oh my God. Fuck.
Yeah.
I was overdrawn by like $45. I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Enjoy your free shipping on Blu-rays. No, I think, the big things to take away from this, right, are communication with your partner. But then you said it too, like you wouldn't give people the advice of not getting married and not having kids. I think the overarching advice, right, is be true to yourself, right? Like, what do you want? You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to be like that, Like, when I'm talking about, like, with my first marriage, I should have been more cognizant of the fact that I was like, well, I really want to do this more than this, so I should think about that. And even now, right, like, I don't want kids. Done.
No.
Guaranteed I don't want children, so I'm very upfront about
kids?
that. Yeah. Christine doesn't either.
She doesn't want kids
We're fucking golden. We're going to have all this money, travel the world.
It's great to feel that, because instead of having a kid because you feel the pressure, and then that kid doesn't feel love because you're just like, oh, damn.
No little Greggy running around?
No little Greggy.
Oh, man.
I'm taking the Miller name and ending it.
Wow.
The legacy is Portillo.
Shit.
And all the YouTube videos. Subscribe. Game over, Greggy.
Oh, shit. Wow. Man, do you want kids?
I do want kids, but I understand. I mean, I actually think it's admirable to know that and say that, because, like I said, I've seen too many people like have kids and they didn't really want kids. Not they don't love them, but they're just like, oh my god, this is not.
My partner really wants this, so I'll go along with it. Kind of thing. My biggest thing is I used to say all the time is like, I'm too selfish for a kid. You know what I mean? But then I said that to someone who like you though, that was like, no, you're not the selfish thing is being like, well, I'll bring this kid and I'll have this fucking kid. Yeah. But I know, and I'm sure, like, don't get me wrong, if I had a kid, I'm sure I would love it and yada, yada, yada. But there would be a part of me.
Love them. Love them. You will love them.
Not just one.
It is the correct thing, because I don't know if it's a girl or a guy.
Oh,
anyways, I'd love it, but I know a part of me would resent it because I wouldn't be able to do the YouTube stuff like I want to, and I wouldn't be able to travel like I want to.
Sacrifices.
Exactly. Those are sacrifices I don't want to make.
Yeah.
It's like, Portillo is just enough responsibility to where sometimes I'm like, this motherfucker, I gotta go home and get this dog, and then I'm all stressed out because I'm all stressed out because I have to record the Game Over Greggy show and then take the dog to Brian Altano's house and blah blah. You know what I mean? I'm like resentful that I can't drink on the Game Over Greggy show because I have to drive the fucking dog.
And it is crazy because growing up, I mean, I am still kind of a selfish person, but I look back and my money went to clothes.
Oh yeah.
Girls,
it's a lot of waste.
I did, but yeah, man, when you get married and have kids, man, I whipped into shape real quick. I mean, I've always been mature from like growing up, but yeah, like I say, I get paid. First thing I do is I write down. I mean, I have like a list of whatever bills need to pay. Do that, and it's like, what does Bobby need? What does Kaya need? Like, what do we need to do? Like I say, I put myself last. I don't have anything new. Like sometimes you look and you go, damn. I really would have loved to buy like a pair of new shoes or something. I don't, and it's good. Like as long as my kids and my family is happy, I can care less about what's going on with me. Like no clothes, no shoes. It's like I buy a Blu-ray here and there if it's something. I really get to go out and go to the movies. Like I want to see Planet of the Apes. I don't even know if I'm gonna get away to go see that. Like it's just one of those things where you just have to be ready for this married life,
Yeah.
And at one, you living a good life, buddy. You living a good life. Right. You got it set because your partner, I guess I can refer to Christine as your partner, but you guys have it sounds like you guys have like this understanding. She understands what you're trying to do, and you understand what she has going on, and it's beautiful that you can go play a game and she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go play this game. Oh, I can't.
Well, the best is when we play the games together. Like when we both fell down the DC Universe Online hole and we played like 30 hours together. I was like, I love this woman so much.
See, I don't.
And then like when Borderlands the pre-sequel ad started running, she's like, you wanna play it with me? I'm like, oh yes.
Oh my god! See, the only thing me and my wife have to have that I've turned her on to was football. And that's beautiful. Now, so we do Sunday Ticket because she's a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
So we'll watch Patriot games or whoever is playing, and we just do that. And I'm so happy we do that because most ladies aren't into football.
Sure.
Like, you'd be hard pressed to find another woman.
See, for a long time, I was trying to push Christine on, not push because I know she doesn't like sports or whatever, but like to get into Mizzou a bit, and it didn't work from the outside. But then we went back to this wedding, and I took her to Mizzou. She met all my friends. We went around the campus. We did all that stuff, and now we're gonna go back for a week this summer. I'm like, yes, or I guess fall. Nailed it. Catch 2 football games. Cool. Get her to see what it's all about. I'm excited.
Okay. See, this works for you. Man, eventually, I think you're gonna get this situated, have some kids, get a wife, whatever. Greg Miller's killing me, breaking my heart saying he's not having a little Greg Miller.
I like being the cool uncle where I spoil the kids. Like I show up, you know, and my friends have kids, and I bring them like waves of toys. That's what I do to my friend in Illinois.
I think you're gonna have a kid.
I hope not.
No, serious. You can say that all you want to, but the moment that boy or girl comes out, man, priceless, man.
Yeah.
Just you'll change this whole spiel. And I guess for me, I gotta figure something out. Like I'm madly in love with this woman. I love this family. It's just I gotta find like some.
You gotta find a balance.
Some balance to figure this shit out, man. But
like one of these days we do like a remote podcast. We'll go somewhere you want to go, and we'll just go out with the guys and get you
That's why I need to get some guy time. This is the guy time for me. Like coming and doing the podcast. Like doing this is fun because most people know. Well, Crystal knows it because she always go, why you going to Matt Wong? She's like, oh well, Matt Wong, Maresco, they're on your circle. I have a circle. Like if I don't come out with you and do shit, you're out of my circle. And it's not being mean to anyone or anything like that. Yeah. It's just I don't have that much time. So if I'm gonna go do something, it has to fucking like be worth this time. And it's not saying I'm above people. It's just I gotta be. This has to be.
Sure.
I don't drink.
That makes sense.
I don't drink. I don't really party. So why would I go to a party with people if I'm not gonna drink and be feeling left out? Like that's time I could have been doing something else. So she knows like whenever I'm like, I'm about to go Matt Wong, she'll get mad for a second and she goes, oh, I get it. Matt Wong's in the circle. Maresco's in the circle. Yeah. Then because I said, babe, Greg Miller's coming for this shit. I say this doesn't happen all the time. She's like, oh, okay, cool.
Extended circle.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you open that up, you know. Because she even goes, well, why you not going with Carl or Andre? I say because for one, well, Andre, his mother best friend, he has kids and wife too, so it's hard for him to get away too. But we're like brothers. We don't talk for like a long amount of time. When we do talk, it's like we never missed anything, you know. Right. And if something is happening, we call each other. So. The thing is, if I'm going to break away for stuff like this is like the downtime. This is the stuff that I be needing, but you have to understand, I pick and choose. That's why I do feel bad, like when we have stuff at IGN and people are like, hey, you want to come do this? And I'm just like, nah, I don't. I don't. For one, I'm with you motherfuckers all day. I see y'all all day. And two, for the most part, I don't drink, so that kind of excludes me from a lot of the IGN type stuff because I'm not a drinker. I can't do it. It makes me feel awkward. I've been to things like that where people are drinking and I'm not, and it's like it's not fun to me.
Sure.
You know? And for the most part, I don't want to come back from Richmond over to the city to do stuff either. It's like I don't want to do that. You know? So that's just what it is, man. But I'm glappy. I'm glappy. Is that word?
It is
glad,
now.
Glad and happy.
I'm glappy.
Well, I'm glappy. We was able to do this one. Man, this is big scale shit. I opened up about I wouldn't be able to really open up about this in like a 10-minute Call of Duty thing. Like I can give you a snippet of it, but I opened up and I brought Greg Miller at Game Over Greggy on Twitter. I brought him on to do this so we can get some insight into how things are with him at home. We got at Matt Wongster on here doing this, and he's telling us about the bachelor life. He's saying taking 3 weeks to go to Asia and shit like that.
Can't go to brunch though, so fuck him.
But
one secret brunch for one.
and then Matt Maresco's not here,
it's true at the bar.
So we don't know how Matt Maresco's thinking. But I talk to him about his shit all the time, so I know how his little dirty stories are. So maybe we'll do a part 2 of this shit with him, so he can break it down because he got some funny stories too. But let me see. So I gave everybody their Twitter shout out.
Questions?
Yes, shit. If you have any questions or any comments for this podcast or anything, hit us at bobbya.podcast@gmail.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, hell, if you're watching this on YouTube, Matt Wong will put it up somewhere either right here or there somewhere. So we got this set up. But until next time, peace and love.